Welcome to 50 Fast Facts, a series where we cut all the fluff and give you 50 facts fast. Today's video is 50 Family Guy animation mistakes you missed. Number 1. In Season 10, Episode 11, a cutaway scene showed Stewie dancing on a pole when his left eyelid turned white. Number 2. In Season 11, Episode 6, when Lois went into Justin Bieber's dresser to try and seduce him, you can see through his mirror that Lois had a floating arm. Number 3. In Season 10, Episode 10, while Quagmire was tickling Meg, we see Meg's lips completely disappear. Number 4. In Season 12, Episode 7, while Peter was singing a song for Lois, you can see an intersection behind him, but it completely disappeared when the camera angle changed. Number 5. In Season 9, Episode 16, when Bertram snuck into Stewie's room to use his time machine, Stewie was shown to be asleep in his cot, but when the camera changed, he was gone, but he reappeared again the next scene.
Bertram!
Number 6. In Season 9, Episode 4, during a cutaway where we see Peter acting like a child, a store employee who came to help him had a name tag on the left side of her shirt, but when it switched to a scene where the same woman was on the intercom, the name tag appears on the right side of her shirt. Number 7. In Season 12, Episode 12, when Stewie was getting ready to go to sleep, there was clearly a painting on his wall, but when he gets up to play with his red ball just a few seconds later, it disappeared. Number 8. In Season 1, Episode 1, the commentator in the blue suit initially didn't have a mug next to him, but the very next scene, a mug appears. Number 9. In the episode And Then There Were Fewer, when everyone split up to find who the killer was, Meg and Tom Tucker got trapped. But just moments later, they appeared around Muriel's body as if they were never trapped. Number 10. In Season 3, Episode 10, when Lois first came out of the bar, Meg had a watch on, but when it switched camera, it disappeared. Number 11. In Season 9, Episode 10, when Peter was done speaking to Carl, Carl turns around and you see his hat's color scheme completely flipped. Number 12. In Season 3, Episode 4, when Peter was running to his house, the door color changed from red to brown. Number 13. In Season 4's Episode 3, while Peter was bowling, you can see that he had bowling shoes on, but the next scene he had normal shoes on. Number 14. In Season 2, Episode 1, in a scene where Lois and Peter are dancing, you can see Peter's jeans changing back and forth between green and blue. Number 15. In Season 10, Episode 6, when Kevin returned from deployment, his pants color changed back and forth between blue and tan while explaining where he had been. Number 16. In Season 1, Episode 1, when the family are in the garden, Stewie's eyes are way bigger than they're meant to be. Number 17. In Season 3, Episode 21, when Lois was showing off her super strength, she picked up a fridge with nothing on it, but when she put it down, a note appeared to be stuck to it. Number 18. In Season 4, Episode 5, when Stewie was getting dressed up, he appeared to have no shoes on, but when he put his overalls on, they appeared out of nowhere. Number 19. In Season 3, Episode 12, in a scene where Lois is on the phone to the FBI, she was using a black phone with a circular dial, but when the call ended, you can see it switch to a blue phone with a keypad. Number 20. In Season 10, Episode 2, when Stewie jumped off of the couch, his pupil jumps onto his forehead. Number 21. In Season 5, Episode 12, a character sat behind Peter, had a mustache one scene, and the next, it was gone. Number 22. In Season 14, Episode 3, when Brian entered Stewie's room, there was 4 letter blocks on the floor, but as the scene progressed, they just disappeared. Number 23. In Season 9, Episode 3, Peter's sleeve got miscolored and turned into the same color as his skin. Number 24. In the second episode of Family Guy, when Meg was doing her driving test, you'd see Lois in the passenger seat when it's meant to be Meg. Number 25. In Season 3, Episode 7, you can see Peter's rear view mirror, but when the camera changes, it disappeared. Number 26. In Season 3, Episode 10, when Lois and Meg went on a mother-daughter trip, they took the car, but later in the episode, while Lois still had the car, we see Peter pull up into the driveway in the same car. Number 27. In the first episode of Family Guy, during a flashback of Peter eating butter rum ice cream, we can see that his eyes just kept changing size. Number 28. In Season 2, Episode 1, during a yacht party dinner, Lois's earrings changed color from white to blue. Number 29. In Season 4, Episode 5, when Peter was painting the Sistine Chapel, it appeared black and white, but if you looked at his paintbrush, it was green. Number 30. In Season 2, Episode 16, when Lois was comforting Chris because he thought he was fat, her mouth disappeared for a split second. Number 31. In Season 15, Episode 9, when Peter was pretending to be the real Santa, the actual Santa wasn't impressed and tried to teach him a lesson. While strangling Peter with his belts, it appeared back on his waist for a few seconds.
Point Griffin. Let's see you talk. Now you're gonna listen? Now you're gonna listen, you little...
Number 32. In Season 3, Episode 5, in a scene where Meg was in the car with Connie D'Amico, a boy's jacket had an orange basketball, but in the next scene, it changed to white. Number 33. In Season 2's Episode 3, when the Griffin family were running down the stairs, you'd see that half of Brian's head disappeared. Number 34. In Season 1, Episode 4, when Peter was on the couch ranting to Lois about his house arrest, you can see Brian disappear and reappear next to him. Number 35. In Season 9, Episode 11, during a fight scene between Herbert and Franz Gutentag, Herbert appeared to have an American badge on his arm one scene, but it disappeared the next. Number 36. In Season 10, Episode 5, Stewie pointed out that Peter's eye went over his nose.
Ew, I remember this. Peter's eye did that weird creepy thing where it went over his nose. Ah, ew, gross. Look at that.
Number 37. In Season 1, Episode 1, when Lois and the kids walked into the courthouse, there was a man sat next to Quagmire wearing a brown shirt, but when Peter turned around to talk to Lois, it turned pink. Number 38. In the opening scene of Season 9, Episode 2, we only see a stereo behind Brian, but in the next scene, there was a table and a bag too. Number 39. In Season 1, Episode 2, when the Griffins visited Peter in the hospital, Stewie had a band-aid on his head, but when it switched to a further out shot, it disappeared. Number 40. In Season 13, Episode 9, while Stewie and Brian were at a festival, there was a sign that said the Rhode Island Folk Festival, but later in the episode, it says the Rhode Island Fork Festival. Number 41. In Season 4, Episode 16, in a scene where Chris smashed Herbert's window with a baseball, the glass changes position on the floor. Number 42. In Season 16, Episode 10, while Brian and his new friend Ellie were barking at something, Brian glitched and half of his tail separated from his body. Number 43. In Season 3, Episode 5, when they were at a football game, there were people behind them in the crowd, but when it switched scenes, they disappeared. Number 44. In Season 9, Episode 5, during Lois's boxing match, Peter had a white shirt on, but after the fight finished, his shirt was gray. Number 45. In Season 2, Episode 12, when Meg was being embarrassed by her family while having a sleepover, she went to talk to them, and in the background you can see Chris laughing, but there was no sound. Number 46. In Season 2, Episode 17, when Stewie was taunting Chris about his limited diet, he had cake all over his face. But when Peter walked into the kitchen a few seconds later, Stewie's face was clean and the cake behind him disappeared. Number 47. In Season 3, Episode 18, during Stewie and Olivia's rehearsal, Olivia's dress changes color. Number 48. In Season 13, Episode 18, when they tried to escape an island, they accidentally make a plane crash. And when it landed, Cleveland's mustache disappeared and there was only an outline left. Number 49. In Season 9, Episode 9's opening scene, we see a story about a young disabled boy named Angus. But if you look closely, it has a faucet but no sink. Number 50. In Season 1, Episode 2, the window in the kitchen door disappeared. This was 50 Fast Facts, a series where we cut all the fluff and give you 50 facts fast. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see in the future.